A German heavy metal band tours Russia, the biggest country in the world. U.D.O will travel 12,000 kilometers in 15 days by train. They love Russia, and Russian fans love them. Udo is the lead singer and namesake of U.D.O. Stefan, guitarist and producer. Igor, the Swiss lead guitarist. Fitti, the bassist. And Francesco, the Italian drummer. U.D.O have been bashing out hard rock since the 1980s. Back then, the harder edge of the musical spectrum was ruled by bands like AC/DC, Kiss, and Van Halen. Two German groups were also popular back then, the Scorpions and Accept, led by singer Udo Dirkschneider. They broke through internationally in 1984 with the LP Balls to the Wall.
What a great time. I love thinking back on it. We made a hit for the ages. It's great to see that young people still know the song. It's fantastic when there's a 15-year-old standing there singing along.
Accept broke up in 1987. Out of their ashes rose U.D.O, same sound, different name. The boys are kicking off their Russian tour in Minsk, the capital of neighboring Belarus. The tour has 8 stops. Tonight the band is playing for 2,000 people. Do you get nervous before the first concert?
Not like I used to, but you still have a few butterflies.
There's no mad rush before the show. U.D.O even have time for a bit of sightseeing. Fitti, Igor, and Francesco stroll through the capital of the last dictatorship in Europe, as though they were in Cologne or Rome. Unlike the average Belarusian, they're free to do more or less what they want. Igor has an idea. At tonight's gig, he's going to give away a guitar to a lucky fan.
I'll chuck it out into the audience. Okay, we'll take it.
Just before the show starts, the band members test out their guitars one last time. Fitti's surprise is planned for the number Train Ride in Russia. The song is based on a patriotic Russian folk song. Train Ride is U.D.O's homage to Russia, and they'll be singing the chorus tonight in Russian. As the final preparations for the gig are made, the crowd is heating up. Some have traveled hundreds of kilometers to get here.
U.D.O is the reason we're metal fans. Every single one of us. This is my family. We all came here for U.D.O.
I only earn $300 a month. And the ticket cost almost $30. That's 10% of a month's wage. But I'd have paid much more.
The U.D.O concert is the highlight of the month or even the year for some people in Minsk. As agreed, Igor picks out the youngest fan in the first row.
Udo is the best band having ever on stage!
Ivan is 10 years old. It's his lucky night. At first, Ivan doesn't realize what's going on. Surely there's no way he'll get to keep the guitar. It's too good to be true. His first ever rock concert, and the band gives him the guitar. This is one night he's never going to forget.
It's like they're one of us, and that means a lot. And it's why we came, especially to hear this song.
The view out of the window makes up for the lack of amenities, even in first class. The train's clean, but it's far too cold between the cars and far too warm inside them. The windows don't open. Outside it's minus 10 degrees Celsius, inside it's 25, but it feels like 40.
I very often have to go and ask to the mamushka to turn it down, because I can't sleep with such warm temperature. I suffer to sleep in a warm place.
In the winter, we have to keep the carriages at 22 degrees.
Is that the rule? You have no choice?
No, I have no choice. Well, okay, we could take a vote among everyone in the carriage.
Next stop, Moscow. The Russian capital has 15 million inhabitants. It takes a long time to get around this city. The band's supposed to be picked up.
We're waiting. We're supposed to get picked up.
What do you do with a tour manager who's late?
Curse him out. Tell him to leave earlier. He knows what Moscow traffic is like. He should leave earlier.
And that'll make everything better?
We'll drink on it.
There's some clowning around at the sound check, but make no mistake, U.D.O. are professionals. Songs that aren't popular with the audience are quickly taken off the set list. U.D.O. have hits to spare. The band isn't happy, for instance, with Two-Faced Woman, so this will be the last time they play it on this tour. The pressure's on lead guitarist Igor, but more on that later. The Moscow crowd is thrilled with every song on the set list, including Two-Faced Woman.
They've been my favorite group since I started listening to heavy metal as a kid.
That was really great. Fantastic. The business. U.D.O. tore the roof off the place. Cool.
The boys head on to St. Petersburg, Europe's fourth largest city, with wind in their sails. They're taking the night train. The band's never truly alone. Here they've got a 5-man crew with them. They sleep in pairs and take their meals together. No rest for Igor, though. He's practicing the guitar solo for the song that's been drafted in to replace Two-Faced Woman. It's an old Accept hit, and Igor's never played his part before. While everyone else relaxes, Igor works on head over heels.
So I don't like to go out and deliver to the people. I think they pay the ticket, especially here for them is a big effort.
Igor keeps practicing right up until he takes the stage. Practice makes perfect. Head over heels is one of the highlights in St. Petersburg. St. Petersburg is one of the world's most picturesque cities, and the band's enjoying a well-deserved day off and time to do some sightseeing. Don't you feel silly in that?
Yeah, of course I do. Plain and simple, my ears are freezing.
When rock musicians on tour aren't playing, they're like any other tourists. U.D.O enjoy not being recognized, and they're keen observers of the city. Whether they're looking at a garrison from the Tsarist period or symbols of communism, they discover lots of things in Russia with connections to Germany.
I give as good as I get. I give as good as I get.
Russia and Germany didn't have the greatest relationship in the first half of the 20th century. So I'm very, very grateful that we, as a German band, have had such success here and been greeted so warmly.
The warm welcome makes it easier to put up with all the hours spent on trains. Next stop, Yekaterinburg, the last bastion in Europe before the Ural Mountains. It's 6 a.m. The temperature is -9 degrees. This is going to be a long Sunday, both for the band and for the fans attending tonight's concert.
We love U.D.O. We came here at 6 a.m. to meet them.
To the hotel for breakfast and a bit of rest.
Well, I'm looking forward to a coffee and a roll with some scrambled eggs in Yekaterinburg.
I never thought the Iron Curtain would come down and all these artists, these rock legends, would come here. This music is my life.
In the hotel lobby, the band gives autographs, but then the boys have to press on again. Drummers are only front and center during their solos. At every concert, Francesco is given a couple of minutes to pound the skins. Most bands from the West never make it further east than Yekaterinburg. But our next stop is Tyumen, on the Asian side of the Ural Mountains. No successful band can work without a road crew. Anna and Dirk are responsible for U.D.O's sound. Ironically, they met while working for one of Germany's most successful soft pop stars.
Dirk recommended me. We work together with Thomas Anders, and we get along well. And that's the main thing, of course, not whether I'm a metalhead through and through.
It's like a family where everything blends into one. You do a lot together.
When I see what it takes to be a star, I'm happy just to be in the crew.
You just have to realize that not everyone can be on stage. You need people behind or next to the stage, too.
Tyumen is in Siberia, 4,000 kilometers and 4 time zones away from Berlin.
We've never played here. We were supposed to once, but something went wrong. We'll see how tonight goes. We're in Asia now.
The fans go bananas.
We Siberians live way off the beaten track. Hardly anyone comes here. We'd be thrilled if there were more concerts like this.
So much power. I'm going to start listening to U.D.O all the time.
What a great show. We're coming back.
2 days and nights. That's how long it takes to get from Western Siberia to the Caucasus. There's no wine, women, or song in the dining car, but there is vodka. Lots of vodka and caviar. Back in the 90s, the band used to rub shoulders with Russians here, but now the dining car is too expensive for them. They stay in their compartments, leaving the band and crew to themselves.
When you get out of Western Russia into the heart and soul of the country, it's like a curtain going up. Everything is completely different to what you've read, or been told, or experienced. The people are so generous. They make you feel really welcome. They'd give you the shirt off their backs.
Provincial Russian train stations are full of babushkas selling homegrown goods. The band uses gestures to communicate.
Sweets, cookies, and pickles. I can survive on that for a few days.
But at the same time, the people are really warm. So this is the opposite of the country and the people.
We proceed along the River Don. It's 10 degrees warmer here, and everyone's sobered up.
Welcome to Rostov.
I only know the Don Cossacks.
I only know U.D.O.
Liar.
This time, a regular tour bus is waiting to whisk the band away. So will everything go smoothly? Don't bet on it. Double parked cars block the way, but in Russia the motto is, you have to help yourself. The locals ensure that nothing is allowed to get in U.D.O.'s way.
After all the pushing and shoving, we saw that the door was open.
Never seen anything like it.
No damage, and no one got hurt. The boys can chill out for a few hours before heading to the next venue. Out back, fans of all ages have been waiting for hours in hopes of getting an autograph. U.D.O. are playing in the Philharmonic. That's where rock fans go in Rostov. One of the band's biggest fans turns up with 6 hand-painted bottles of vodka. He traveled all the way from the Ukraine for the show. Igor even gets a guitar, a genuine Gibson Les Paul, worth several thousand euros. He can hardly believe his luck, just like the young fan in Minsk 10 days ago. The show gets off to an awkward start. Metal bands aren't used to performing before seated audiences. 24 security guards aim to ensure it stays that way. The people in the front row have paid as much as 300 euros for their seats. At the back, tickets only cost 1/10 as much, but that's where the hardcore fans are, and they only want to get up front and party. Igor is on their side. He wants to see his fans up close, even if he has to intervene himself. The security guards relent. 10 years ago, they would have beaten the fans black and blue. Stefan toasts Russia.
It was so wonderful, it was great, it was the best show in our life, really.
A really great concert. I didn't think it would be this good.
Thank you very much.
As hard as it is to leave Rostov, the show moves on to the Northern Caucasus.
Я смотрю в ее глаза, словно небо синее, и прощаюсь у двери, обнимаю вновь, я с которой я прожить просто не могу.
Спасибо большое.
Once we arrive in Stavropol, everyone gets another well-deserved day off. Stefan and Dirk take a walk around the city to see the sights and do some shopping. They also get a bite to eat and try to enjoy the sun. What happened to the mild weather they had in Rostov?
It's winter here in Stavropol. We've come from the first delicate signs of spring in Rostov-on-Don to Stavropol, where it's the dead of winter. So my first impression is great.
The rest of the band are on the trail of great Russians.
Look, it's Lenin.
There are signs of the Soviet past everywhere.
I think it's good we have the chance to come here now, which we didn't have in the age of communism. We're here in the heart of the country and can see it for ourselves.
Things change very slowly in provincial Russia. When they're not rocking arenas, the boys from U.D.O sometimes seem more like schoolboys than stars. Still, they do get recognized. This saleswoman immediately runs out of her shop to get a photo. Going to the show tonight?
No, I can't afford it. I don't have the money.
No problem. Ingo gets her number. She'll be on the guest list with a +1 for her boyfriend. That eases the pain of having to go back to work.
After a while on tour, things come to light that you'd actually rather not share with the general public.
When a rock star's right, he's right. 10 minutes later, a Russian TV reporter wants to get into the picture. Another press conference, another autograph session. U.D.O have been big in Russia for more than a generation.
We've loved them for 30 years.
The bag of autograph cards the band brought from Germany is long empty. But the fans come well prepared. They've brought everything they have for the boys to sign. The interior of this building also harkens back to Soviet days.
Then we have a good mix-up of all, not all U.D.O stuff, but a good mix-up, and of course still some exact songs.
All 8 of the band's concerts are total sellouts. Some 20,000 people in total hear them play. There are lots of children at the Stavropol gig, maybe due to a shortage of babysitters. The concerts bring Germans and Russians together.
This is great. Now that the burdens of the great patriotic war with Germany are behind us, we're all brothers.
U.D.O are fantastic.
It's a special concert, and the day needs a special end. It looks like there'll be a killer party tonight.
For me personally, it was the most emotional concert in Russia.
A hop, skip, and a jump to the tour's last stop, Krasnodar. U.D.O have experienced a lot in Russia over the years. On one of their first trips, they even disrupted a patriotic celebration.
Suddenly, several people turned around, more and more of them soldiers, and started chanting, "Udo, Udo!" That was a tough situation for us, and we got out of there. Up front, someone was holding a patriotic speech about defeating the Germans. And then over there were Germans who were being cheered. We wanted to avoid that situation.
Today's fans are less concerned about the past, and Russian cities are open to the outside world. One last round of autographs. The boys are clearly feeling the effects of yesterday's party. Still, they wouldn't be rockers if they weren't up for a bit of fun.
We got the fish eye.
Yeah, exactly.
We got the fish eye.
No!
We don't do nothing. It's just your imagination. We don't do it.
It was this song that put U.D.O on the map back in 1984. It was the grand finale of an epic tour through Russia. Now it's time to get off the ground and fly back to Germany.
I think it was a nice, pleasant, relaxing tour. Let's do it again.
One last look out the window as U.D.O say goodbye to their fans in Russia.